Let me start at this very special occasion of today's National Malaria Conference to really appreciate the leadership of the National Ministry of Health for both organizing and championing this first ever National Malaria Conference, which from today and onwards will create a very important platform for enhancing our coordination and complementing efforts in addressing malaria, one of the leading causes of morbidity and mortality in South Sudan. UNICEF is very pleased as the principal recipient of Global Fund to support the Ministry of Health to reinforce and strengthen the commitment of the government of South Sudan in leading the fight against malaria and taking this as a very significant step towards strengthening the entire healthcare delivery system. The National Malaria Conference today is a real important culmination of the midterm review of the Malaria Strategic Plan for South Sudan 2020-2025, and also an important beginning of a journey in the upcoming launch of the campaign Zero Malaria Starts With Me. I believe this represents a very unique opportunity to both review our progress together in the fight against malaria, and it also, I think, furthermore provides a very pivotal venue to galvanize coordination and collaboration in the fight against malaria. As UNICEF, with the unwavering support of the Global Fund, we have been working in close collaboration and under the clear guidance of the leadership at the Ministry of Health to implement several interventions, both as principal recipient of the Global Fund Malaria Grant, as well as through other complementary support in our joint efforts to fight malaria. Some key achievements include significant distribution of over 1 million bed nets, benefiting 2 million beneficiaries in Jonglei and Central Equatorial States. And worth noting also more are coming with more than 7 million nets in the pipeline to be distributed across the country. Worthwhile also noting the facilitation and the importance of ensuring countrywide supplies of antimalarials for routine and emergency response, as well as supporting the Ministry of Health in efforts around strengthening the DHIS2 and a resilient health system. I want to also take the opportunity just to note the commitment and important progress around the successful support of community health interventions and the significance of the Boma Health initiatives also for fighting malaria. And UNICEF and with the support of the Global Fund and others will continue to support as well efforts around social behavioral change in the program as well as in the broader service delivery. So, but while we observe some of these significant achievements, it's also important to note that it has not been without challenges. Notably, less than 20% of the Malaria Strategic Plan has been funded, with Global Fund being the main contributor. Noting also the challenge in the fight against malaria, UNICEF has supported an important development around building a malaria business case for South Sudan, which I believe will represent a very important framework towards long-term investments for considerations also during the conference by various stakeholders. I think it's clear to all of us that a sector-wide approach to funding the health sector will improve aid effectiveness, as well as stakeholder consultations in the design of health sector programs, plans, as well as budgets at all levels. So again, I want to reiterate our strong appreciation of the coordination and the leadership of the government and a continued collaboration and engagement with our key donors. As I conclude, I just wanted to reiterate that UNICEF, of course, will continue to work with partners, the government across South Sudan, to deliver sustainable life-saving malaria interventions to the population in need, We will continue to focus on expanding the community health approach. The Burma Health Initiative is important to overcome barriers of access to health facilities, especially also considering the worsening challenges, including continued conflicts and also the impact of climate change that we see across South Sudan. We are committed to supporting the government to make South Sudan a better place for children, and we will continue to advocate for increased and equitable financing to the health sector under the leadership of the government and the Ministry of Health. Thank you all for coming here today, and I wish fruitful deliberation in the next 3 days, and I hope that it will yield long-lasting strategic commitments towards our united fight against malaria. Thank you for your attention. Shukran.